Was enchanted by Summer's Bumble profile, so he sent her a DM on Instagram. The message went something like, "Sorry for the stalk follow, but I came across your Bumble profile, and I gotta say, I'm fascinated. Would love to grab a drink sometime and get to know you better." Now, Summer didn't respond right away, playing it cool, I guess, but was interested. So she reached out to a mutual friend for the thumbs up. I mean, let's be honest, guys. Would anyone give him the thumbs down? Look at this guy. So they decided to meet at Sushi in Santa Monica. George gets to the restaurant first and texts Summer, quotes, a bit of a line. "For simplicity, I'll be the loner in the jean jacket with glasses." Smiley face. Summer responds, "Perfect. I'll be what looks like two midgets in a trench coat." Maybe the greatest text message of all time, honestly. George said after receiving that text, it changed everything. In his mind, this girl was gorgeous and she was funny. Conversation was flowing all night, but during dinner, Summer got a piece of seaweed stuck in her teeth. This put George in the ultimate predicament. Does he say something or just let it slide? George, being the courageous person that he is, decided to take the road less traveled. Quotes, "Summer, not to embarrass you, but you have something in your teeth." Summer was a good sport. Thanked George for mentioning the piece of food and being so honest. A foundation being established early on. One of chemistry, humor, and honesty. From what the couple told me, that night was true sparks and ended with a juicy kiss. And guess who initiated it? The two midgets in the trench coat. Fast forward a few weeks and George invites Summer on a snowboarding trip. They both recall this as a moment because they had so much fun. George recalls this girl that kept falling, getting back up with the best attitude. Summer wasn't taking herself super seriously, and George appreciated that. Summer recalls a guy that was incredibly encouraging and patient and never let her out of his sight. More foundations being established early on. One of safety, patience, encouragement, and fun. Fast forward 2 months, and the couple is on a boat in the marina. At that time, George had a lot on his plate. It felt like he wasn't showing up as the best version of himself. During a state of vulnerability, the words, "You didn't sign up for this, Summer," came out of his mouth. And Summer, not skipping a beat, said, "Yes, I did." And with that, George said the words that transformed their relationship into another dimension. "I love you, Summer. I love you too, George." The date was May 26, exactly 5 years from this moment. Fast forward to December 22nd, 2021. George is ready to pop the question and wants to create the perfect day for Summer. The morning begins with a workout class at Dominate, shout out to Eddie, followed by brunch at the Huntley Hotel and a walk to their local massage parlor for massages. They obviously picked up Air One for the road. They head to one of George's favorite places in the cliffs of Malibu. George sets up a picnic and begins to eat. As they're eating, George can't take it any longer, tells Summer to put down the buffalo cauliflower. He begins to read a poem that he wrote called "Making Time," a reference to a core value of their relationship. The end of the poem reads, "This home will be warm and always full. Limitless futures with past never forgotten. We'll raise rowdy but respectful baby boys and a perfect little girl named Robin. We'll do it all, my puzzle piece, my scrunch-nosed ticket to a dream life guarantee. Will you make time for me forever, Summerlin Griffiths? Will you marry me?" And Summer responds with a big, "Yes, I will." And here we are today. I asked Summer, was there a moment when you knew George was the one? Her response was, "I don't recall one moment. I recall many moments that just compounded on each other. George just kept showing up as my rock, and I knew I could always count on him. He was consistent during every moment, and that consistency gave me security. He's this amazing mix of fun and reliability. As the world spins and gets crazy, I find he gives me peace over every aspect of my life." I asked George the same question. Was there a moment when you knew Summer was the one? His response was, "Yes, when I told her I loved her. In that moment, I knew she was the one. She was in it for everything, the ups and the downs. She has this indomitable spirit with warmth. She pushes me to be my best self, and life is better because she's a part of it. I'm truly in love with her in every way and can't wait to spend my life with her. What an incredible union. Partners that make each other laugh, have fun together, bring out the best in one another, and won't retreat during tough times. God has truly blessed these two. And now we come to the words that Summer and George want to hear most today. The words that will take them from the threshold of being engaged to being married. Marriage, as most of us understand it, is a voluntary and full commitment before God. It's a covenant bond. It's made in the deepest sense to the exclusion of all others, with the hope and desire that it will last a lifetime. The Bible in Genesis says, "Therefore a man shall leave his mother and father and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh." 2, becoming one in marriage involves uniting two whole and separate people into a new God-designed and purposed life. With this commitment, you two, beautifully made by God, designed to be together, are now becoming one. Before you declare your wedding vows to one another, I want to hear you confirm that is indeed your intention to be married today. Summer, do you come here freely and without reservation to give yourself to George in marriage? If so, answer I do. George, do you come here freely and without reservation to give yourself to Summer? If so, answer I do. George and Summer, having heard is your intention to marry one another, I now ask you to declare your wedding vows. Summer first.
Do it after you.
Yeah, turn this.
Font's really tiny, so you don't hear me? Yeah?
I got you.
George. Our story was a page turner from date one. Sorry. As much as we tried to convince ourselves that we should slow down, or rather you tried to convince yourself and me that now wasn't the time for a relationship, we said I love you at barely over 2 months, and you said it first. There is so much that I love about you. Here are a few of them. Your patience. That makes up for every ounce of it that I don't have. Like when we went snowboarding, 3 weeks into meeting each other, and you'd snowboard 50 feet ahead of me and then turn around and wait for me to catch up, fall after fall. You did this for hours. I'd say it was just because you were really into me. And while that may have definitely been the case, I know it was also patience that's rooted in who you are, because I have witnessed it every day since. Your capacity for kindness knows no bounds. Where I might develop road rage, you wonder what's wrong in front of us. Where I might be ticked off by someone else's bad mood, you're concerned what happened to them that day. Where I might be annoyed at the pace of the line to get coffee, you'll let someone who seems to be in a rush go in front of us. And yes, I realize that I'm broadcasting all my inherent traits that makes me and keeps me a New Yorker at heart. But I guess that's why I'm so lucky to be marrying a Californian like you. The way you are with spiders is the way you are with people. Gentle, concerned, and compassionate. I hope one day you'll be on my side and kill a spider. Your ability to be present. I find this part of you particularly impressive, a superpower, if you will. Our lives are so full of friends, family, events, calls, meetings, emails, dogs, lists, things to change and reinvent and create and sell, chores to do and errands to run and lists to redo and laundry to never do. And I eagerly and sometimes begrudgingly jump to complete all of it. But it's through my addictive desire to check things off the list and get things done that you make me pause and be present. The swarming list of to-dos are interrupted with dancing, shared music, a physical stop with an embrace and eye-locking stare until I realize that I'm not completing what I set out to do, but I'm in your arms. In an in-between life moment, not doing, and that's okay. It's in these easily forgettable in-between moments in which nothing seems to be happening, but whose absence is singularly unfillable. Life with you is doused with joyfulness, silliness, invented dictionaries and pinky moments. Life with you is honeyed. When you proposed to me, you promised me that you will give me a life where our dreams will live while wide awake. But there's something that I need to confess. This isn't something that you're giving me in the future. You've been giving me my dream life all along. I vow to try to be patient with you, myself, and our family. I vow to be consistent as we grow, change, shift career paths, addresses, and welcome our brood. I vow to remain a constant. I vow to feel it all with you. The highs, the lows, the in-between moments. I vow to not rush through life, but to pause and feel it all and relish in between. I vow to challenge you. I vow to hold pride in you. I vow to create traditions with you that will envelop our family routine long after we're gone. I vow to communicate when it's hard and appreciate when it isn't. I vow to be honest. I vow to be compassionate. I vow to support you and respect you. I vow to be on your team. I vow to choose you every day. I vow to love you and our family fiercely. Damn it. That's it. I love you. Wow.
Wow. Sons, before my vows, I want to simply acknowledge the spectacular you. Thank you for the painstaking detail and the endless effort you poured into this wedding, ensuring that no piece wasn't discussed, no moment ordinary. If this beginning chapter is any indication of the story we are about to lead, I'm in for a beautiful life because of you. While these flowers are gorgeous, the dinner chairs have flair, this setting is pristine, and we are enveloped by our carefully curated community of those we love most. I knew this day would be perfect the moment that you agreed to stand across from me. So thank you for all the coordination of this, our wedding day. But thank you for a lifetime of coordinating the decisions in your own life, each ricochet of making the harder choice, each step forward through each stumble, each new trajectory from a courageous move across country or deep self-improvement to produce the elegant and awe-inspiring woman standing before me. Nothing was handed to her. We made her, the bride of my dreams. On 12/23/21, a day of infinite symmetry, I gave you the first version of our vows, when I proposed to you with Making Time, a poem about the ever-quickening world full of competing priorities of faux immediacy and importance, making it too hard to find the time. We agreed that we have to make it. Today, my vows further illustrate how I will fill this time with you. Unsurprisingly, my vows are a poem. It's called This Precious Forever. And this is how it starts. And how it always will be. You and I in our little center, surrounded by this loving community. I love you is a statement, but also a promise. And I'll say and prove daily, through action and in honest. I'll earn the right to love you, through my tending to your heart, lending admiration and attention before requests split lips apart. But not to love simply apart, I vow to love entièrement, because to love only the good, ce n'est pas our mieux du temps. I vow to know your circuitry and the magic ways you tick. I'll opt for candles over overhead lights and stock monthly chocolate. You lift those around you up. You love without expectation. I'll support your friendships, keeping no score. Your presence encouraging elation. You're the strongest person I know. With shoulders back, you break barriers. But from here on in, don't keep burdens in. I'm here to help you carry yours. I vow to protect you, to create a space where you feel safe, to vent, to falter, to be imperfect and still be loved, and free to make mistakes. And in the moments that you stumble, I'll kneel down to lift you up. On the days where your glass looks half empty, I'll always fill your cup. And though I feel so in love with you, I know there will be trying times ahead. But Summer, I will never quit on us. We have woven fate's unbreakable thread. I vow to fill our home with laughter until your lungs feel like they have no air left. To always find the silliness in situations and remind you, my name is Jeff. And in the morning, when alarms chime and you eagerly stir towards some form of health, I'll groan through this too early to do, but stir and sweat till muscles melt. Because I commit to joining you with the centenarians, this lifelong goal better to duet. I'll try to keep up with you, hot stuff, my super sexy bombshell brunette. I vow to praise you. Okay. There we go. I vow to praise your self-starter tendencies and your ability to keep 10 things straight. I vow to appreciate and help in little ways to keep up the warm home you make. And when we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. So to that end, I'll chase my potential to be my best for you. I will guide you when you need guiding. I will listen when you need to be heard. I will swell with pride when I say my girl, and you'll know you'll always have my word. In our home, we'll value being loving above simply being right. I'll always take my first step towards you and vow no fight lasts overnight. I'll put in practice what I witnessed all 31 years of my life, from my dear mom and dad, of how to be a great husband to a wife. Like my mom, I will be selfless. Our home will feel like one to more than just our own. And like my father, I'll generously provide a wealth of love, time spent in wisdom. If God willing, I will take the mantle of husband and of dad. Your babies will always feel their father's love, and we'll give them the best launch pad. They'll see their father respect their mother, and we'll always be a team. We'll raise them to be confident and curious, so they can realize all their dreams. So in our precious forever, let your scrunch nose wrinkles and our love deepen, due to the choice we make today to in one another believe in. Forever may breed complacency, but for us all relentlessly, not rest until we're endlessly, growing our love stupendously, deepening its nascency. To parts our hearts will start to beat in unison like symphony, lost in Oz eternally, black conquered handily. I'll sit in the shade of your tree, I'll never give up, we'll make our own luck, until dream life is reality. Like lakeside residency, lots of little yous and me's, a father who lives exemplary. I'll date you when you're 73, grandchildren draped all over me. You'll remind me to take my pills, and I'll remind you you're still my favorite sight to see. Bring on this eternity. I'm honestly and entirely smitten, perma-smiling, knowing I'll fall in love with you forever, because Summer, you were made for me. Even in the face of forever, I'll never for granted take our opportunity to live our dream life. In this precious forever, we will make.
Wow. Wow. That was amazing. You too. Okay. Now